Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. You know what time it is? You guessed it. It's noon time, so it's time for a Junkman Nooner. And you know what a Nooner is, where we get the conversation going in the chat below or comment sections. I'll hear from you. I'll throw out a topic, and then I want to hear from you guys. And today's topic is going to be your first Star Wars merchandise. Maybe before the figures, especially if you grew up in 77 when the movie came out. The figures didn't hit to 78, but I'm sure you had something Star Wars before that if you can remember it. I'm going to do about 5 or 6 of them, and I would say in the comment section keep it to about 4 to 6 of them right there. You know, we don't need a 100 list item here. But I just thought I'd touch on some of the things, my earliest remember of Star Wars stuff that I bought. I say I bought, but you know, someone bought for me. That I remember. So let's start with probably, well, I'll get this one out of the way. The Star Wars 3PO necklace. I did a whole video on that last week, so I'm not going to sit here and reminisce on that because I've already said everything I need to say about that. But that is one of my earliest memories. Now, after I posted that video, I found some little boxes that these came in. They also came on cards, but they came in a box, and I was like, I remember that box. So I'm going to throw that box up too if I can find it again. Because when I saw that, I was like, oh, I forgot about that box. So I remember opening it and it had Star Wars written inside of it. Now, let's go one of my earliest memories. And I can't find this on the internet anywhere. I mean, you can find all the Star Wars merchandise on the internet somewhere, especially the Collector's Archive. I've looked there. I've Googled it. I can't find this at all. And that's a Star Wars belt buckle. Now, the photo on the belt buckle was this one right here. It was a clean. It was a color photo. But I remember the one I had, for some reason, I guess they all were reversed. The image was reversed. So it was always odd to me because, you know, you Han and Chewbacca. And with the image flip, it looks like Chewbacca's in the Han seat and Luke and Han's in the Chewbacca seat. And then, of course, in the background, Obi-Wan and Luke's flipped also. It was always odd to me. Even as a kid, I was like, this don't look right. And I couldn't go put the movie in and watch it. Even as a kid, I can remember looking at that belt buckle. There's something wrong. And I think that belt buckle's still at my mom's house. I mean, it could have been a bootleg. It could have been some kind of unlicensed thing. But I just can't imagine where I would have got it as a kid if it wasn't something at an official store like Kmart or something. Now, it might have been a Star Wars belt, because I don't remember having a belt to this. I remember the belt buckle. I remember wearing it, but I can't remember anything about the belt. And even in the later years, like the 90s and stuff, when I had it, some of the picture was peeling off of it. It was just a buckle, and it wasn't a belt. And I would love to find a photo of this or find out anything about it. So if you guys know this picture was on a belt, let me know it, because even when I find vintage era belts around this time, this had to be 77, 78, maybe 79. It had to be right there. But this is I think this is before I even had any of the toys. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to put edit here because I lost my train of thought. Getting old, right? When I've been looking at vintage belts, I can't find any belt buckles like this that have an image from the movie on it. They're all like kind of fancy stuff. Doesn't look much like a kid belt buckle. So I think this one was designed for kids. Again, I even got a big Star Wars merchandise book. It has like pictures of everything, not just the figures in it. I can't find it in there. So it's leading me to believe it must have been unlicensed. But again, I can't imagine where I would have got it, an unlicensed belt buckle from back in them days. So we got another one I really remember. Of course, Star Wars lunchbox. I'm not going to talk about it because I covered that one a lot. That's probably an earlier memory too. But the Star Wars, this was some people call it a binder, but I call it a folder. It was just, you took it to school, you opened it up, it had little sleeves had like a little pocket on each side of me where you could put your paperwork in. I can't remember, it had like 3 holes in it, but I call it a paper folder where you put your papers in. Again, that's some people call it. But this one had Luke. Who was on the cover of that one? Luke. Han was at the bottom, Chewbacca was in the corner, and Luke was in the corner. And I believe he flipped it over. It was the same photo. Inside, can't remember what I know the inside backing was white, but it had a little where the pocket part was that you pulled out. I believe it said Star Wars. It might have had something Tuscan Red. I don't know. Old memory. This thing I might be at my mom's house also, because I remember seeing it in the 90s and stuff before I moved out. So I'm going to have to go in and check and look for that. I'm going to go dig around. But I remember this Star Wars school folder. I don't know why I remember this so much. I remember it was my brother's, but I can remember sneaking it to school. Again, in my memory, I'm saying this is before I had the figures, this is my earlier Star Wars memories, but, you know, it's hard to really remember for sure. But I just remember this so much. Sneaking to school. I put in some papers in it, put it in my book bag or whatever I carried to school, and went to school with it. I remember looking at it in the desk at school, like looking at this. Like, oh my God, it's Star Wars. And speaking of that, another thing I remember very early on having was probably a lot of you do, the Star Wars novel book. This was the soft cover book, paperback cover, I guess I should say. And right in the middle of it, it had a bunch of pictures. And I know this one's still at my mom's house. I didn't realize so much was at my mom's house. I don't know, because I kept all the toys at my grandma's house. In the middle section was color photos from the movie. So I think this is like the second or third printing or something. Or maybe it's the first. Doubt it. It's not the hardback. Hardback didn't have any photos in it either. So it had pictures from the movie, and I can remember it had this big picture of a dewback in it. It's much like a promotional still. It wasn't in the film. And I can remember staring at that dewback and everything. I was like, man, this is awesome. And I can remember looking through that. Now, I would never read the book. Well, take that back. Early on, I never read the book because I couldn't really read, but I would look at those pictures all the time. Just look at those pictures. Look again. We didn't have Star Wars on video, so I watched those pictures. I would look at them over and over again. And I can remember even like maybe Empire era. When I started to learn how to read a little bit more, but I didn't want to read the whole book, I would go into it and I would always read two things. The Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight, I would read it over and over again. And the Cantina scene, I would read it over and over again. Check my list, see if I haven't wrote down everything. Okay, I did the belt buckle, did the folder, did the book. Kenner Star Wars coloring books. Now this is a very early memory too, and I can remember coloring in the Star Wars. I don't remember what the cover had. I know I've had a couple of these. I can't remember exactly my first one I had, but I know I had Star Wars coloring books because I remember coloring in those Star Wars books. It's like, oh man, I get to color a stormtrooper. Oh, white. Ugh, that's boring. But I can remember having the Star Wars, and that goes along. I didn't put on my list of puzzles. Those two earliest things, coloring books and puzzle, has to be the earliest Kenner stuff I got for sure. And of course, Star Wars trading cards. Remember these Star Wars trading cards? Have to bring it up because, again, this was one of the early things released with the film, and everybody I know was trading those cards, trying to meet the poster on the back. Everybody was trying to get them all. Star Wars, at least the first couple of series. Star Wars trading cards. I'm pretty sure you guys can relate with that one right there. And the last one is not really fits into a toy section. Well, some of these don't fit in toy sections anyway. This is my brother had them hanging up in his room, Star Wars curtains. And I can remember these curtains so vividly. And we still have them. In fact, when we went in the barn during Thanksgiving, my brother was with me and we dug through a box and there was something in that box. We were like, look, the Star Wars curtains are in this box. I couldn't believe it. But we got the Star Wars curtains. I don't know if he had the bed sheets and the pillows. And this is a very famous bedroom set, curtain set, or anything that goes into bed. Everybody knows this one. I think I saw a store, somebody made it into a shirt and selling it. So it's a very famous one. I'm sure you know about this one. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. This is just, I want to touch on some of that fuzzy memory stuff that I know is kind of really early on, 77, 78. And I want to find that belt buckle. Someone let me know about that belt buckle, please. Again, it has this photo on it, reversed, and it's on a belt buckle. I can't find it. Anyway, let me know in the comments section below some of the earliest memories you have that's not action figure related. Again, let's keep this from being action figure related. I guess that's about it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget, 5 o'clock for the quickie video where we're going to talk Star Wars again. 1979 MPC Star Wars models. We're going to look at all the models. We're talking toy models, not the sexy models. And then we'll be back at 8 o'clock with the regular video. And I guess that's it, guys. Thumbs up, like my content, subscribe to the channel, share the video so others can see the Junkman, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.